Oh man, they smell good too. My mountain flowers. Don't forget to take time to smell the roses. It's worth it. Well, I got all the brake lines done. Fix the air shocks. I don't have enough brake fluid to bleed everything right now. And I think I might start on the fuel system, but I was just thinking, you know, these old cars, they'll eat as much as you feed them. I'm not super rich, you know, so it's like I can't just keep dumping cash into it. So what happens is you put what you can in for whatever little project you're trying to work on, and then it just sits, and you work on stuff that don't cost nothing, you know. It turns into a lawn ornament. So I'm getting closer. Got the brakes almost done. Fuel system's almost done. Well, sorta. I may be able to work on this motor here and see if I can get her to fire up. But I was just thinking about that, you know. You watch these shows on TV and they just put $3,000 in brakes, and they put, you know, 10 grand engine in it, and da 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 boom. But in the real world, it's far from that. Anyway, thinking out loud again. On these gas tank bolts, they just have like carriage bolts that go through the floor to the tank straps, and they have these little ears. You can see I bent those out so I could get the bolt back through, and put some seam sealer underneath their big old gob of seam seal underneath that bolt. That way I could seal up that hole real well. And then same thing with the underneath. Try and waterproof it. So I've been working on this motor, and when I first got it, it was locked up pretty tight, and I kept soaking the cylinders down, and finally got it to break free, but there's one spot where it sticks, and last night I was poking around and rotating the motor, and that push rod's all bent, and I'm wondering if maybe I got a bent valve or something, but I don't know. I'm going to try and measure those springs and see where I'm at, and unless I got something in one of these jugs, it seemed like I was pulling a bunch of junk out of this one. I don't know what number it is. I'm pretty bad about remembering that stuff, but yeah, any ideas, I would appreciate it. Like I said, it spins almost all the way around, and it locks up, and Sadell was thinking it was maybe a stuck valve or something, and it makes sense because it stops pretty positive at the same spot. That's where I'm at on this thing. Stuck motors. No fun. Here's the question. You know, I'm not sure why calling this a push rod seems weird to me. Like it's not its name. But look at that bad boy. Now, I had a guy I was working with. We talked about this car and the crime scene and how it caught on fire and everything, and he told me maybe got a bent push rod, caused it to backfire and catch on fire. So, what do you know? I did this once on my El Camino, and I don't know, I wasn't doing anything crazy or anything, but it just happened. Anyway, pretty big news on my end. I got the motor to spin all the way around. And there's one little tight spot, and I'm thinking maybe it's some rust or something in the jug in there. So I got them soaking in the magic elixir. A lot of times I'll use that in a combination of that. That's what I soaked them in to start with. I mixed them together and then squeezed it in there. But I'm pretty happy. Anyway, last night I was working on that thing and kept rotating the motor around and then getting up and looking at the valves and everything, and then banged on the valves a little bit with a rubber hammer to see if I could, if anything was stuck, and I kind of noticed this push rod jammed up in there. But pumped, that means I can probably start that motor now that I got it working around. So I just wanted to show you this thing. Not quite straight. So, question was, is it from me trying to get that thing unstuck, or is it from my dad hammering on it like it was a Chevy?